Have you ever looked back at your younger self and thought, if only I knew then what I know now? Almost everyone has. But what if that feeling isn't simply wisdom? What if it's evidence that the rules of life quietly changed and no one ever told you? Imagine playing a game you've spent years mastering. You know the strategies, you're confident. Then, without warning, the rules change, but only after you've made your move. Suddenly, the habits that helped you win now hold you back. The game feels frustrating, confusing, and unfair. For many, that's exactly what life feels like. Not because they're failing, but because they're trying to solve today's challenges using yesterday's rules. Psychology suggests every decade of your life reshapes what you value, what motivates you, and what brings you fulfillment. The goals of 20 rarely satisfy you at 40. The fears of a teenager seem insignificant by 60. By the end of this video, you'll understand the 10 invisible rules of life and why learning the right rule at the right time is the difference between simply growing older and genuinely growing wiser. There's an old saying, life doesn't come with an instruction manual. Maybe that's because life isn't one long journey. It's a series of completely different games. Every decade asks a different question. Your teens ask, who am I? Your 20s ask, where am I going? Your 30s whisper, is this really the life I wanted? By your 40s, time feels finite. In your 50s, priorities shift. By your 60s and beyond, you discover that the things you spent decades chasing were never the things that mattered most. The challenge isn't that these changes happen. The challenge is that most people never update their playbook. They climb a ladder for years, only to discover it was leaning against the wrong wall. So let's begin where the identity is first being written. Rule number 1, the teenage years. Stop trying to be accepted. Start discovering who you are. Think back to being 15, the endless worry about fitting in, replaying awkward moments before sleep. You changed how you dressed, talked, or voted just to feel accepted. Your brain was actually wired for it. Psychologists call it the imaginary audience. Adolescence makes us feel as though everyone is watching, judging, and remembering our every mistake. But here's the liberating truth. Most people aren't thinking about you at all. They're too busy worrying about themselves. Your teenage years were never meant to be a performance to win approval. They were meant to be your laboratory, a time to experiment, to fail, and to figure out who you are before the world tells you who you should be. Rule number 2, the adult transition. Living for authenticity over applause. Unfortunately, many people never graduate from this stage psychologically. Even as adults, they live for applause instead of authenticity. They choose careers to impress strangers and hide their opinions to avoid criticism. The second rule bridges the gap into true adulthood. Stop chasing acceptance, start building identity. Confidence isn't given to you by a crowd. It grows every single time your actions align with your personal values. And once you master this, life hands you a completely new challenge. Rule number 3, the 20s. Don't chase certainty, chase direction. If your teens are about discovering yourself, your 20s are about proving yourself. Suddenly, the questions multiply. What career? Should I go back to school? Am I falling behind? Social media makes the anxiety louder. Every scroll shows a highlight reel of someone buying a home, launching a company, or getting promoted. You end up comparing your messy behind the scenes to their edited success. Your 20s are inherently uncertain. Your career and relationships are still taking shape. But here's the rule that changes everything. Your 20s aren't about finding certainty. They're about building direction. Think of your life like sailing across an ocean. You don't need to know every port before leaving the harbor. You just need to point the ship in a meaningful direction and adjust as you learn. Rule number 4, the resilience law. Choose adaptability over comfort. The people who thrive in their 20s aren't the ones who never make mistakes. They're the ones willing to make imperfect decisions, learn quickly, and keep moving. Direction creates momentum, and momentum creates opportunity. The obsessed with looking successful crowd stops taking risks. They cling to unfulfilling jobs because they look impressive on paper. But growth is never found inside a comfort zone. It's found in curiosity, experimentation, and the courage to begin before you feel ready. Your 20s aren't testing whether you can achieve overnight success. They're testing whether you can become adaptable. Because in your 30s, a new opponent arrives. It's no longer uncertainty, it's comparison. Rule number 5, the 30s. Stop comparing, start committing. In your 30s, life looks stable from the outside. Career, family, a home. But internally, a quiet question creeps in. Is this really the life I wanted? You see an old classmate who started a massive business or is traveling the world. Suddenly, your mind rewrites your own story. Maybe I settled too soon. Social comparison theory explains that we naturally evaluate our lives against others, but it's a game you will always lose because you're comparing your daily struggles to their vacation photos, your doubts to their edited confidence. Every major choice in life closes the door on countless other possibilities. Choosing one career or one partner means saying no to all the others. This isn't failure, it's the price of admission for a deep life. The happiest people in their 30s aren't the ones with the most options. They're the ones who stop mourning the lives they didn't choose and start investing fully in the life they did choose. Stop comparing your path, start committing to it. A meaningful life is built by showing up day after day for the things that truly matter. Rule number 6, the 40s. Protect your attention like your life depends on it. If your 20s are about opportunity and your 30s are about commitment, your 40s are a masterclass in limitation. For the first time, you realize time is finite. Children are growing up, parents are aging, career demands are peaking. Your calendar fills faster than ever. Every single yes now carries a brutal hidden cost, because saying yes to a distraction means saying no to your family, your health, or your purpose. Where your attention goes, your life follows. Yet notifications, emails, and endless scrolling are constantly fighting to steal it. If you don't intentionally choose what deserves your focus, the world will choose for you. That's why many reach their 40s feeling incredibly busy, but deeply unfulfilled. They've spent a decade reacting instead of living. The rule is simple. Protect your attention as fiercely as you protect your time. Become ruthless about what you no longer need. Clarity isn't gained by adding more. It's gained by removing distractions. Rule number 7, the 50s. Redefine success before life does it for you. For decades, we chase the same metrics: the paycheck, the title, the house, the recognition. Ambition is powerful, but somewhere in your 50s, the finish line moves. The promotion loses its novelty. The expensive purchase loses its spark. Psychologists call this hedonic adaptation. Human beings quickly adapt to positive changes, turning yesterday's dreams into today's baseline. External success alone cannot sustain happiness. If your identity depends entirely on achievement, you'll always need another mountain to climb. But the moments that actually stay with you rarely involve trophies. They are the quiet conversations, family dinners, and deep connections that cost absolutely nothing. The 7th rule is difficult but essential. Redefine success before life does it for you. Don't wait for burnout or a health scare to discover what matters. Real success isn't measured by what you accumulate. It's measured by the person you become while pursuing it. Wisdom begins replacing ambition. You stop asking, how much more can I get? And start asking, how much more can I give? Rule number 8, the 60s and beyond. Measure your life by moments, not milestones. By your 60s, the traditional checklist ends. Graduation, marriage, career, kids, retirement, all ticked off. And it leaves an unexpected question. Who am I when there's nothing left to prove? As we age, our brains naturally shift focus away from future rewards and towards emotional meaning. Time feels precious, status fades, gratitude takes over. The happiest older people don't talk about their resumes. They talk about memories, friendships, a simple morning coffee, or a walk with someone they love. The ultimate irony of life is that the ordinary moments we spend our youth overlooking become the moments we treasure most at the end. Stop measuring your life by milestones. Start measuring it by moments. One day, your memories will be the only currency that matters. Rule number 9. The 70s and beyond. Leave more than memories, leave meaning. In the later chapters, the urgency to impress completely dies. The desire to accumulate goes quiet. The only question left standing is, what will remain after I'm gone? This isn't fear, it's legacy. And legacy isn't reserved for the famous or the wealthy. It's found in the teacher who inspired, the parent who raised kind children, the friend who listened without judgment. Their influence echoes through generations. One act of integrity can alter a family line forever.